it comes to coaching in modern rugby, few figures command the attention and respect that Rassie Erasmus does. In South Africa, he isn't merely a coach, he is a shaper of mindsets, and for the All Blacks, who pride themselves on tradition and dominance, facing Erasmus's Springboks is as much a mental challenge as a physical one.
The psychological edge begins with preparation. Erasmus instills in his players the belief that they are capable of controlling a match before the first whistle. They rehearse solutions to every scenario, anticipate counters, and internalize strategies so deeply that confidence becomes a part of their presence on the field. By the time the game begins, they are calm, decisive, and ready to exploit even the slightest hesitation from opponents.
Erasmus's innovation adds to this advantage. He challenges norms, experiments with tactics, and communicates audaciously from the sideline. This unpredictability unsettles rivals, forcing them to question decisions and adapt in real time. It's not intimidation, it's precision, confidence, and the quiet authority of preparation.
Beyond tactics, the culture he fosters is crucial. South African players carry a measured self-assurance rooted in collective preparation and experience. By the time the All Blacks step onto the pitch, they are not only facing a physically capable team, they are confronting a squad that has already occupied the psychological high ground. Depth in rugby is more than numbers, it's influence. Erasmus builds a Springbok squad, where every player can impact a game, from the first whistle to the final minute. Rotations aren't just substitutions, they are tactical instruments designed to maintain intensity, exploit fatigue, and introduce new dynamics that opponents struggle to read. Hybrid players exemplify this approach. Athletes capable of shifting seamlessly between forwards and backs, expand tactical options and disrupt opponents' defensive structures. Every entrance from the bench brings fresh energy, intelligence, and unpredictability. For rivals, this constant flux creates tension before a ball is even kicked. Experience multiplies the effect. Veterans provide guidance to younger players, fostering composure and decision-making under pressure. The squad operates like a single entity, adaptable, resilient, and prepared for every eventuality. Training sessions reinforce the understanding that every role, every moment, matters. This depth is a psychological weapon as well. Knowing the Springboks can field multiple world-class combinations forces opponents to consider not just the starters but the full range of possibilities. The squad's versatility ensures the team remains competitive in every stage of a game and across an entire season, turning preparation and adaptability into strategic dominance. Rassie Erasmus isn't content to simply follow trends, he creates them. The Springboks under his leadership have consistently pushed the boundaries of conventional rugby. From innovative set-piece strategies to unorthodox rotations, the team's tactical approach is as adaptable as it is precise. What makes it truly formidable is the way every player is capable of contributing in multiple roles. Hybrid players are central to this philosophy. Athletes like Cheslin Kolbe have redefined positional expectations. 1 minute, a hybrid player can be part of the forward push, controlling the space and pace. The next, they shift to the backline, exploiting gaps and creating unexpected angles of attack. This versatility forces opponents to constantly reassess their defensive alignments. No two games are ever played the same way, because the team itself can change mid-match. Erasmus also encourages experimentation at the squad level. Players rotate positions and roles not just for fitness or injury management but to explore new tactical possibilities. These trials are integrated into training and reflected in match preparation, giving the Springboks multiple options for every scenario. This level of strategic depth is difficult for any opposition to anticipate or counter. Beyond physical skill, tactical intelligence is reinforced by a culture of discussion and analysis. Players understand the reasoning behind each decision, enabling them to make real-time adjustments without waiting for instructions. It's a dynamic, fluid system that blends structure with creativity. The result is a squad capable of executing complex plans with the ease of improvisation, a combination rarely seen at the highest level. This approach also has a psychological ripple. Opponents, no matter how prepared, face the uncertainty of not knowing who will emerge in which role, or what formation they might encounter. It creates a mental load that can subtly erode confidence, even before a tackle is made. Every rotation, every hybrid deployment, reinforces the perception that the Springboks are not just prepared, they are unpredictable, disciplined, and adaptive. What happens next, when these tactical innovations meet high-stakes pressure, often defines the match. While some teams rely on brute strength or singular strategies, the Springboks rely on intelligence, versatility, and the ability to capitalize on fleeting opportunities. This combination makes Erasmus's squad a constantly evolving challenge for any world-class opponent, keeping rivals like the All Blacks alert and on edge from the first whistle to the last.
Leadership in rugby is often measured by the captaincy, but Rassie Erasmus has shown that true influence extends far beyond a single role. The Springboks operate under a collective leadership model where responsibility is shared and every player understands the impact of their decisions on the team's performance. This approach transforms a squad into a unified force capable of facing adversity with composure and cohesion.
On the field, leaders like Siya Kolisi embody the spirit of this philosophy. His presence commands respect, sets the tone for discipline, and inspires commitment. Yet Erasmus's system ensures that leadership doesn't stop with the captain. Each veteran provides guidance to younger players, offering subtle insights during high-pressure moments, teaching positional awareness, and demonstrating how to manage both success and setbacks. This distributed model fosters accountability and encourages proactive decision-making at every level. Off the field, the emphasis on leadership extends into training, preparation, and team culture. Players are encouraged to analyze tactics, provide feedback, and engage in discussions that influence matchday strategies. This culture empowers individuals, strengthens the collective, and builds confidence in decision-making under pressure. It's a system where every voice matters, yet all are aligned toward a common goal. The impact of such leadership is evident in how the Springboks approach challenges. When facing a mentally strong opponent, the team can maintain clarity, make precise adjustments, and sustain intensity across the match. The leadership framework also ensures resilience during unforeseen circumstances, injuries, substitutions, or shifts in momentum. Players do not rely solely on instructions. They actively contribute solutions, keeping the team adaptive and self-sufficient. Erasmus himself leads by example. His composure on the sideline, attention to detail, and strategic insight reinforce a culture of accountability. He allows players to express initiative while ensuring alignment with broader tactics. This balance between autonomy and structure develops leaders organically, creating a long-term advantage for the squad. In effect, leadership on and off the field becomes a psychological and tactical tool. For opponents, the Springboks' clarity, unity, and distributed authority create a perception of invincibility. When the team operates seamlessly under pressure, it's not just skill on display, it's a reflection of deliberate culture, mentorship, and strategic vision. And what happens next, when this leadership is tested in the heat of competition, is often where games are won before the scoreboard even tells the story. One of the most underestimated aspects of the Springboks' success is their balance of experience and youth. Rassie Erasmus has deliberately cultivated a squad where seasoned internationals guide emerging talent, ensuring stability while fostering innovation. Age in this context isn't a limitation, it's a strategic advantage. Players over 30 bring invaluable wisdom from years at the highest level. They understand pacing, manage pressure, and can read the game in ways younger athletes are still learning. These veterans provide consistency, mentoring, and a steady hand in high-stakes moments, whether that's coordinating defensive structures or making split-second decisions in open play. For newcomers, the presence of experienced teammates accelerates development, helping them adapt quickly to international competition. Conversely, young players inject energy, speed, and unpredictability. Erasmus blends this vitality with the steadiness of experience, creating a squad capable of sustaining intensity throughout the game. The combination allows the Springboks to rotate roles effectively, test different strategies, and maintain cohesion even under fatigue. It's a symbiosis. The older players lend perspective while the younger athletes bring dynamism. Thus, balance is especially crucial in psychological terms. Opponents often assume that older players might struggle physically or that younger ones may lack composure. The Springboks defy both assumptions. They demonstrate that age and youth can coexist, complementing each other to create a team with both power and intelligence, capable of sustaining dominance throughout a match and across a tournament. The squad's experience also contributes to adaptability. When game plans shift or unexpected challenges arise, the team can respond intelligently. Veterans recognize patterns from prior encounters. Younger players provide fresh perspectives. Together, they maintain the balance between disciplined execution and creative problem-solving.
Erasmus's deliberate management of age and experience ensures that the Springboks are never reliant on a single generation. The system allows continuous development while retaining a core of seasoned performers capable of delivering under pressure. For rivals, this mixture presents a persistent challenge. No matter the lineup, the Springboks combine tactical knowledge, skill, and energy in ways that are hard to predict or counter.
Ultimately, the integration of experience and youth enhances not only performance but confidence. When the squad steps onto the field, they carry with them years of knowledge, a hunger for innovation, and the assurance that every player is capable of influencing the game. And what happens next when experience meets talent in real time often defines the Springboks' legacy on the world stage.
In World Rugby, stagnation is a risk no team can afford. Rassie Erasmus and the Springboks understand this deeply. They study the evolution of the sport, observing trends in speed, physicality, and tactical innovation, and integrate these lessons into their own style. What sets them apart is not just observation, but proactive adaptation, identifying potential advantages, and exploiting them before rivals can react.
For example, international rugby has increasingly emphasized mobility and multi-skilled athletes. The Springboks have embraced this, developing forwards who can move fluidly across the field and backs who contribute to physical contests traditionally reserved for the pack. Hybrid athletes make transitions seamless, enabling the team to execute strategies that are unpredictable and difficult to defend. These innovations are not gimmicks, they are structured adaptations aimed at sustaining competitive advantage. Erasmus's approach also incorporates learning from opponents' strengths. When other teams introduce new attacking patterns or defensive structures, the Springboks analyze their effectiveness and experiment with similar, yet tailored tactics. This creates a continuous cycle of refinement. The squad is always one step ahead, anticipating changes in the game rather than reacting belatedly. Cultural awareness plays a role too. South African players often gain experience in diverse leagues abroad, facing a wide range of playing styles. This exposure strengthens adaptability, allowing the Springboks to merge global trends with their own strategies seamlessly. In contrast, teams restricted to domestic competition can struggle to respond to innovative approaches encountered on the international stage.
The result is a team that appears fluid, dynamic, and ready for any scenario. Opponents find themselves facing not only physical prowess but a squad whose style evolves constantly. What happens next is critical. The ability to integrate global innovations without sacrificing identity ensures that the Springboks remain competitive over the long term, maintaining dominance across matches, seasons, and tournaments.
By embracing evolution, Erasmus has created a blueprint for modern rugby. The Springboks are both traditional and forward-looking, a team grounded in disciplined structures, yet unafraid to adapt to shifts in pace, power, and style. This duality keeps opponents cautious, alert, and often reactive, ensuring that the Springboks' advantage is as much strategic and mental as it is physical. The strength of the national team often reflects the quality of its domestic competition. For the Springboks, the United Rugby Championship, Top 14, and European competitions provide players with exposure to high-intensity matches, elite opponents, and diverse tactical systems. This experience translates directly to international performance, giving Erasmus the ability to rotate players without sacrificing effectiveness. South African athletes regularly face pressure in these leagues, developing decision-making skills, adaptability, and resilience. They encounter varied styles, fast-paced Northern Hemisphere rugby, tactical kicking games, and tightly contested forward battles. This diversity sharpens instincts and builds confidence that carries over to test matches. By contrast, nations whose players primarily compete domestically may lack exposure to such breadth, limiting tactical flexibility at the highest level. This environment also enables Erasmus to test strategies without risking results in international fixtures. Observing player performance in elite leagues provides insight into physical readiness, mental composure, and situational intelligence. He can integrate lessons from abroad, refine rotations, and plan for contingencies with a level of depth unmatched by less exposed squads. The Springboks' domestic and international experience creates a cycle of preparation and performance. Players are accustomed to high stakes, quick adjustments, and varying tempo. When they step onto the field for a test match, it's not just skill that gives them an edge, it's familiarity with pressure, understanding of complex game scenarios, and the confidence that comes from competing at the top level week after week. This exposure also reinforces squad depth. Younger players gain meaningful minutes in challenging environments. Veterans maintain form against elite opposition, and Erasmus can deploy combinations that opponents rarely encounter. The result is a team that is prepared, resilient, and psychologically confident, a squad capable of managing any challenge the global game presents.
Rugby is relentless, and managing player health is essential for long-term success. Erasmus has refined systems to rotate players, balance workloads, and prevent burnout, ensuring peak performance when it matters most. Rather than reacting to injuries, the Springboks adopt proactive measures, using data recovery science and careful planning to maintain squad readiness.
Rotation isn't a limitation, it's a tactical advantage. Fresh players entering late in a match bring energy and clarity while opponents tire. It also allows Erasmus to experiment with combinations, preparing the squad for various scenarios. This strategic approach maximizes both player longevity and match effectiveness.
Injuries are inevitable, but South Africa's depth mitigates their impact. Experienced replacements maintain tactical consistency, while younger athletes gain exposure to high-pressure moments. Every player is prepared to step in seamlessly, reducing disruption and maintaining cohesion on the field.
The mental aspect of this rotation is also crucial. Opponents anticipate fatigue or expect weaker bench impact, yet the Springboks consistently challenge those assumptions. By integrating rotation into strategy, Erasmus turns potential vulnerability into a competitive tool, ensuring that squad resilience matches physical and tactical superiority. The South African players representing the Springboks is about more than competition, it's about legacy. Each squad member understands the weight of history, the importance of national pride, and the impact of their actions on future generations. Erasmus reinforces this perspective, connecting performance with cultural identity and long-term purpose. This instills a level of commitment that transcends individual ambition. Every training session, every tactical drill, every match is framed as part of a broader narrative of excellence. Players carry this responsibility with focus and discipline, creating a team that operates with cohesion, intensity, and awareness of its historical significance.
Legacy shapes behavior under pressure.
South African athletes make calculated decisions, sustain focus in critical moments, and act with discipline to protect the team's reputation. This mindset differentiates them from opponents who may rely on talent alone, ensuring that the Springboks remain competitive in all circumstances.
The result is a team that embodies national identity, projects confidence, and builds a lasting impact. This focus on legacy motivates performance, maintains high standards, and ensures that South Africa's rugby tradition continues to evolve and inspire.
Finally, Erasmus's approach is defined by forward-thinking strategy. He doesn't just prepare for the next game, he plans for tournaments, evolving the squad to peak at World Cups and key fixtures. This long-term vision ensures sustained excellence and continuous innovation. By integrating tactical flexibility, depth, leadership, experience, and global insight, Erasmus creates a squad capable of adapting to any opponent or circumstance. Young players are developed alongside veterans, new strategies are trialed without risk, and the team's identity remains cohesive despite constant evolution. This foresight produces not only immediate success but also a pipeline for sustained dominance. Opponents face a squad that is physically ready, mentally confident, strategically versatile, and culturally grounded. The Springboks' vision ensures they remain at the forefront of world rugby, and their preparation establishes them as a benchmark of excellence for years to come.
What happens next when this vision meets execution on the field is often the moment that defines era's precise, intelligent, and adaptive rugby at its finest, a testament to leadership culture and unyielding ambition.